Hi, I'm Sammy. What kind of r/place is this?
I'm Caleb, and this is about my slow descent into a childless fatherhood.
Hi, I'm Cordell, and how many people would have to die for me to become the president?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Junk House. We'll say our names again just so you can recognize us. I'm Sammy.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Cordell.
This is the show that is about nothing and yet about everything.
Yeah, exactly. We're just here to talk about some stuff we want to talk about, honestly, and just hang out.
This is a show that I think I went to Cordell. I think Cordell came to me and was just like, I want a podcast where I can really let loose. And I was like, okay, but we need 3 people then. Like, we need 3 people for you to really be able to, get the vibe and go. I just wanted a podcast where Cordell could say fuck and I could say fuck without giving a fuck. And that was the whole idea for this podcast initially. And I was like, we have to do it, and we have to do it with Sammy. That it's not negotiable.
Do you want to hear it then?
Do it. Say it.
Okay, because for all of you, I'm not generally a person who swears very often. Not usually, but here you go, everybody. Fuck.
Oh, beautiful.
He said it. He said it.
Best thing I've ever heard in my life.
This means my mom can never know this show exists.
Can never know.
Never.
He
Don't tell Cordell's mom.
I just misgendered your mom.
I'll misgender your mom.
I also was like, I want to just have a shitpost podcast. And the original, I originally wanted to name said shitpost podcast Shithouse. But we were like, maybe we shouldn't have a curse word in the title.
In the title, yeah.
Yeah, that would hurt marketability, maybe.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
So
I mean, guys,
so we're here.
Guys We Fucked is pretty successful. But
I have never heard of that in my life.
It's 2 comedians talking about men that they have had sex with.
Oh, the
Sex?
intercourse.
Sex? Gross.
Sex is where I draw the line.
We're not talking
We're
about
allowed to
sex.
fuck, but we're not allowed to sex.
No, we're not allowed to sex. There's no sex on this pod. We're not allowed to talk about sex. Nothing to do with sex on this podcast. Speaking of sexual stuff, Sammy, tell me about Reddit, because I feel like there's a shit ton of porn on Reddit.
Yeah, so...
Well, can you post videos on Reddit, or is it just GIFs?
You can post videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point of the porn if you can't have video?
True. I mean, a lot of people look at just porn pictures.
There's also Literotica is a whole website dedicated to like writing porn.
But if you just want to read porn, go to Urban Dictionary and look up lesbian sex like we all did, okay?
What?
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 I'm sorry, what?
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 Was this? Are you changing topics now to talk about?
Yeah, no, but let me go back to the intro. My name is Caleb, and we're going to talk about Cordell's introduction to pornography, apparently. Apparently, that's what this whole show is about. We're going to introduce Cordell to some of the wildest porn we've ever seen.
Truth be told, my mother can never know I even know you people anymore. That's how deep we're going if you want to hear about me and my porn experience.
I was in your wedding. There's photographic evidence.
No. I mean, there is. My mother works on computers for a living and was very savvy about finding computer things. And so I was always scared about getting viruses from porn websites. So naturally, I went to Urban Dictionary in my earlier days and would look up sexual terms. And then some people wrote full trashy fics in the description of these definitions.
Used them as examples? Or
Yes, yeah, they'd be like, here's the definition, and then here's a 3-page fic I wrote about it.
It's like the term is scissoring, and then here's a 70-page thing about Chandra
Precisely.
and Liliana for magic or something. I don't know.
about Amy Rose and Cream the Rabbit scissoring. Here's my
gosh.
fanfic. But Reddit.
Yeah, go back to Reddit. I'm done with this conversation.
Okay, so do you guys know about r/place? Have you ever heard of this?
I have no idea.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be sending you guys a link. For the uninitiated of the audience, every so often, Reddit there's this one subreddit that is called r/place, and they do these things, right? Where you can every user can only place one pixel at a time, and it's a giant empty canvas. You can only place one pixel every 5 minutes. And it's just huge. It's super cool. It like has all of these different communities that show up. There's a lot of like Twitch streamers that get their Twitch chat rather, to make stuff. A lot of random people do bots. Like, it's just a very interesting thing. And so it's been happening for the last, I think today is the 3rd day so far of this iteration. I also have a video for you guys, which we can also tweet out, because by the time this episode actually comes out, it will be done and we can show the full video. But this is a video of the first 48 hours. It's really cool. It's really interesting. I've been obsessively watching it. Because like you can see all of the pixels change live.
It's like it's growing.
So it started out as like just a very small portion, and then I think like yesterday they doubled it, and then today I was watching it and there was like a lag. The screen froze and it was like system configuring, and they quadrupled it. So now it's an even bigger square.
So you can overwrite other people's pixels too?
Yeah. So there's been like, it's just a very interesting thing, because there's like, it's kind of like a war, because there's like people trying to overtake stuff, and like 4chan, who, if you don't know, is very transphobic, had this whole thing where they were trying to there's a big trans flag, which I've been trying to fix and help stay, of course, from me being trans. Yeah, and 4chan, like I said, being very transphobic, was like, we're going to do this thing. We're going to push the trans flag out into different countries, so those countries get mad and attack the trans flag, so the trans flag doesn't exist anymore. And like, it's just crazy. There used to be, to the left of the trans flag, there used to be an American flag.
I'm at the point where I can see the American flag right now.
Yeah, it's been like coming and going a lot, fighting for space with the trans flag.
This is visually like, I wish I could see my life like this. This is like,
it just
so
expanded.
Good. Oh, he's expanded. I'm like
huge.
A second behind Cordell.
Yeah. Oh, are you guys watching the video?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm watching this video.
Good.
I'm like, also sure this makes for like terrible listening.
Listening, but that's why I wanted to bring it up in this, because it's just like all being able to talk about it, because there's like there's all different communities that are represented. Like there's an Ozu, which is a rhythm game.
I just saw an Among Us character with a Venus shooting. It looks like a solid ray of either light or cum, and I can't tell which it is.
So, well, if you focus on the Among Us character, they have been transitioning repeatedly from male to female and back again. Just constantly changing. It's kind of magnificent.
Lots of, I would say, more Venus than non-Venus.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason that it will be interesting visually for the listeners is, by the time we tweet this episode out, we can tweet the link of the full creation of it. So by the time people that are listening are actually watching it, they get to see the full timeline. We're only seeing, the video I send is only the first 48 hours.
So how long do these things last before they are done?
Normally like 5 or 6 days, maybe a week at the most.
How long does the picture stay? Like, is it cemented forever, or does it just kind of disappear after a little while?
It's normally cemented forever. Like they do multiple places a year, or maybe I can never remember how many they do. I'm pretty sure they do it either like once a year or maybe like every 6 months, but they do it just a different one. Quick editor's note, r/place has actually only happened twice, this year and in April 1st, 2017. Also, it was created by the guy who made Wordle. That's kind of cool.
I'd like to point in the bottom right corner of the video we are watching, which will be, obsolete. There is somebody painstakingly took a little square and made it the Minecraft loading screen. And I can only imagine how much work that took.
Well, what I like about it is you could kind of see the places where people just didn't bother what showed up. Like something showed up there and there was no competition for that spot anymore. They were just like, I dig that. I'm going to let it be. And I really think that's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the most of the top at this point is solidified and nothing will change. But there's like specific stuff, like I was saying earlier, like the trans that people are gonna be like, I disagree with trans people, so I'm gonna attack it. So there might still be attacks on other stuff. The most interesting stuff to me is like all of the Twitch streamers. Cause like last night, do you guys know who XQC is?
No.
Okay, he's one of the biggest Twitch streamers ever. He used to be an Overwatch player. He played Winston, the big monkey guy.
Yeah, Big Monk.
Big Monk, among other characters, of course. But last night I was watching his stream and they were raiding. So I think in the video, which viewers will be able to our lovely listeners will be able to see this in the full video. But in the video I sent you guys, there's like a huge like purple root that comes out in like the middle of the left side. That was all XQC. And so they move around and he's like specifically telling his community to not attack certain things because like right to the left of one of the place they ended up stopping at was Free Hong Kong. So he was like, don't touch that. That's important. And he was like marking all of these like important things to not overtake, which was very nice of him. But they like destroyed some stuff and then created a Twitch logo. And then now if you look at r/plays, that Twitch logo just doesn't exist anymore because over the night they like added more stuff to it. But it's really just like a very interesting social experiment. Like,
yeah.
There's like multiple 4chan attacks on different stuff, like 4chan doing the espionage of trying to get countries to attack the trans flag by making them think the trans flag was going into their region is like just so crazy for like an art project. That is like, yeah. And like now there's all of these subreddits specifically for when place shows up.
How do I get in to put my own pixel?
Well, if you get on Reddit, it says, hey, place is here. Do a place.
Yeah, if you're logged in, you can place any pixel.
Oh, anywhere. I'm not logged in on my computer. That's why.
I'm just amazed with the Star Wars poster that remains untarnished.
It actually got destroyed last night during XQC's raid, but now it's all back to fine because everybody pitched in and started putting it back up.
I'm terrified. Not terrified. There's a lot of German flag going on right now that I can see.
The initial German flag is really cool though, because it like starts and then it has a bunch of German stuff and then it goes into a portal from the video game Portal, and then comes out the other side, like goes in an orange portal and then comes out on the other side of some other stuff out of a blue portal. It's like just super intricate stuff. There's a highway that is going throughout. There's like, it's just so much. And I've been just obsessively watching it because it's super cool.
It's almost like watching like an ant colony work.
Yeah.
Like the ways are beyond me, but it's mystifying to see. And I'm kind of in awe at just how much organization that takes.
Yeah.
Because almost none of these figures or images we see is a single person just kind of working their way at one thing without being touched. Like it is groups of people of like hundreds and thousands of people deciding to do a thing together.
Yeah. Yes. it's just a really cool like show of communities.
Yeah, like every time that Among Us transitions and shoots that ray of cum, that is thousands of people gathering together to make a lot of cum.
You know, I'm so flattered that so many people are coming together to, as I currently see it, make a small Kirby holding a big sign that says "Porn Big Iowa." I'm so glad that Kirby is promoting porn.
We love big Iowa porn from Kirby.
I imagine that's just a lot of corn cobs.
Iowa
used in
porn?
ways corn should not be used.
Yeah, going in holes, every hole.
Also,
holes they shouldn't be.
If you zoom in on the actual r/place, like place the pixel, you can see the username of who placed the pixel.
Yep. It's it's super detailed. It's super insane. Like just random communities that I see just saying like OTK, which is an organization of Twitch, of like some Twitch streamers. There's like Slippy, which is a Super Smash Brothers Melee like computer
like
thing.
Slippy the Toad.
Like Slippy the Toad, but it was like Melee is such an old game. It was on the GameCube. Obviously, it doesn't have online play. So recently, Slippy was made, which is basically online Melee. And that's been a huge deal to like the Melee community because now they can actually play games together during COVID without do whole tournaments just on Slippy where they don't have to be in person. There's like Germa985, who is one of my favorite Twitch streamers. He's on the left. Like, it's super crazy and super detailed. Like, I've been a part of r/trans place just for the trans stuff being put on r/place. It's wild. There used to be porn on there.
There's still some. There's some cars porn, and I did take a picture of it. Shout out Cars Porn.
Shout out Hassan. That's a huge thing for Hassan Abi, who is another Twitch streamer. He's a political Twitch streamer. He's very attractive. I find him very attractive, and he's a comrade. Socialism pog.
I did take a picture of the. I don't know the term.
So that is cussy. So,
can you define that for us, please?
I don't think we need that explained.
No, we need it.
So there are baby cars in the Cars movies, right? So that implies that there is a cussy that the baby cars come out of, which is a car pussy. If you would like, I actually have a diagram of a cussy that I can send you guys.
I'm
gonna regret this, but send it.
Send it. I'm also gonna be sending another thing that is going on r/place right now. That is Bob from The Incredibles in a very low res dark form, bleeding out of his eyes onto a man wearing 3D. I'm gonna look at this cussy.
They actually have diagrams of the human penis compared to a car's penis as well.
That is upsetting.
Yeah. So a big reason I even wanted to bring this up is because I know neither of you are as deep into internet culture as I am. So I wanted to like walk you through some like cussy. I wanted to show you the cussy. That sounds so bad.
You brought up r/place, this amazingly beautiful thing that's a guys, I zoomed in too much.
Uh-oh. What'd you find?
There's a porn version of the character I always marry in Stardew Valley.
Oh man.
Do you all remember that little bit where I mentioned this is terrible radio? And now we're approaching our 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of this discussion. I
don't think it's
okay,
terrible.
I'm not
radio,
a big fan of
honestly.
this discussion. It really depends. We'll have to go back here. But let's move on to the next topic.
Well,
because we have officially reached a depth of internet that I don't know that I can continue processing it.
That's
Come on,
very
Cordell,
fair.
you can handle the cussy. Come on.
Then I'll do this transition. I have a little game for you guys where I read half-star reviews of movies on Letterboxd, and you guys have to guess the movie. I don't have a song for this yet. Maybe we read reviews and they're really bad. Now guess the movie.
I think that's it. I think you got it in one.
All right. So
I'm rethinking a lot of things in this moment.
So I got one I assume that both of you have seen, and I am going to I have two different reviews, one that will just give it away, I think. But the first one I'm going to read to you, okay, is a half star watched by Angela, okay?
Okay.
What was the point? I guess I can see why this might be appealing, but I thought the plot to murder ratio could have been better.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Caleb.
Knives Out?
Incorrect.
I'm buzz.
Cordell.
Saw.
No. Okay, I'm going to read you
Jigsaw.
I'm going to read you the second review then, okay?
Okay.
Half star by Lewis_West, okay? I hated it. They killed the dog.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Caleb. John Wick. It was John Wick. Thank you for coming to the first episode of Movies in Review. Half star edition.
This was originally going to be us just looking up random 1-star reviews on the internet. That was one of our first ideas we had. Yeah.
That was one of the original ideas. And it morphed into what is now Junk House.
It morphed into me saying the word cussy.
And I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier that you said the word cussy on radio.
I like how you originally said it, and then you went back and just gave us a cleaner take with it. This is beautiful. Are you kidding me? Sammy, whenever you edit this episode, I want that sound grab because I want that to be my text tone. I want it to be every time I receive a text from Cordell, I just get cussy. Like, I just want that to...
I already have a sound clip of Cordell saying, "Can I get the MILF cut?" Incredible as well. But yeah, that's going to be a very good sound clip that you will probably hear on this radio podcast.
Caleb, what's your topic you brought for us? Come back. We've gone too deep.
I just want to talk about how I've become a dad. Like a fatherless dad. No, not a fatherless.
Wait, you don't have a father?
You don't have kids.
You got like a father and a half.
I've got
as far as I can tell.
And Olivia doesn't call you daddy, right?
No.
It's not that kind of father?
No.
Okay.
No. See,
okay.
No, she only does that when she knows it because I don't like it, so she does it to bother me. Like, she'll just say it whenever I'm like in a good mood just to ruin me a little bit. This just...
I mean, if that works for you, daddy.
I hate you, Cordell. Okay. No, I asked Olivia. She can hear me because it's great. She just texted me in all caps. I say, "Daddy, to ruin you," and it's just
and not in a fun way.
I'm more concerned about Emily being able to hear everything I've said.
Fair enough.
That's going to be an interesting conversation when I come out of this room.
Olivia's kind of used to me saying chaotic shit. So,
Cordell, what's a cussy?
I don't want to talk about it.
Just show her the diagram. You don't
just
need
show
to
her
tell
the
her
diagram.
anything.
You don't got to say anything.
I don't need to do that to my sweet, sweet wife.
No.
Okay, but childless father.
I asked Olivia, to list some things that I do that are very much like a dad. One of them being, yesterday we had to go to Home Depot because I was getting some stuff to do lawn care. Number one, I actually enjoy doing lawn care and making sure my yard looks good. Number one, instantly. Number two, cargo shorts. I've been wearing them a ton more lately. There's
so much storage.
It's so much storage. They're so convenient.
They should be fashionable.
They should be fashionable. And you know what? I'm convinced some of them are, and we're just not giving them the proper chance. However, tell me if either of you have heard your dad do this, because I did it. As we were going into Home Depot, they had a lot of grills outside because, it's about to be grilling season. And I walked over to one of the grills and kind of slapped the top and said, I'm not going to get one. I'm just looking to see what they got.
I'm just window shopping.
I'm just window shopping. And here's the thing. You might hear that and think I was intentionally trying to sound like a dad. No, that thought came into my brain. I processed it, thought, no, that's a good thing to say right now, and said it.
Yeah, no, this is just like those commercials. You have literally become a Geico. No, it's a Progressive commercial where it's like whenever you buy a home and you become your parents,
Yeah.
you're that commercial now.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I was trying to figure out how to get to get back home because I'm driving back home tomorrow after another podcast recording. But I was just sitting there and I was like, I just need to get on MapQuest, print off the directions a little,
Wait,
You have Google Maps on your phone.
Yeah, but I don't trust that GPS stuff. I don't trust for the government to know where I am.
I know none of that's true.
That's 100% joke. Now, the other actual thing that Olivia did say, and we can edit this out because it's bad. After we had gone to Home Depot, we went to Target, and then we came back home, ate lunch, chilled out, and then I went to do lawn care, and Olivia came outside with a ball, trying to get me to play ball with her, to kick around a soccer ball with her. And I said, hold on, I have to do your yard work. Like that. And then
but that was a joke, and she knew it was a joke.
That was partially a joke, but instead,
dig yourself a bigger hole.
Yeah, no. Because here's the thing: I wasn't joking. I was saying,
of course, I'm going to dig myself into a deeper hole.
Yeah,
I wasn't joking.
I wasn't joking. I was like, hang on a minute. I need to do more yard work because there's some brush crossing over through the fence line and tearing up the back fence. And I was spraying brush killer back there to make sure that it died. And so then I did the ultimate dad move. And this is a good and bad dad move. It's a neutral dad move.
Neutral dad move hotel.
Neutral dad move hotel is what was going on. And we're going to get into bands I listen to also. Don't worry. That is going to come up. I did play soccer with her while also holding a 2-gallon jug of brush killer and continuing to spray it along the fence line and play soccer.
Did you use it offensively at all? Like spray her in the eyes and go for the goal?
No, because that would blind her. I did, however, crush her in soccer because I used to play soccer. And I told her before, I was like, I used to play soccer. I'm not going to take it easy on you. And I think a little bit, I feel like there's always like this thing. And like, I feel like I'm going to be this way with my kids, or my kids, like Olivia's going to expect me to be like, oh, you're going to play them in. Oh, she said I crushed her because she was wearing sandals. That's a rookie move, Olivia. That's why. Anyway, but like if my kid is like, I want to play Pokemon against you, I'm not taking it easy on them. I'm going to crush them. I'm going to kill them.
You gotta learn.
I did see a TikTok recently of a dad playing his son in Pokemon, and then it cuts to the son crying, and the dad goes, "Hey, it's okay, you lost. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal." That's gonna be you, Caleb.
It will. Be
Emily and my sister had never played Risk before,
and
about a month back, we had a friend come through town who we play Risk, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to teach you two how to play Risk. Friend's going to come over." And my friend was all like, "Oh yeah, let me like show them the ropes and take like less advantageous positions when we're getting set up. And I went straight for North America, got that whole sucker and won the game. I swept them. They didn't have a chance.
Now, see, when I play Risk, I go for North America. I also just go for Australia because I will hunker down in Australia.
Everyone hunkers down in Australia.
Everyone should hunker down in Australia. If you're playing against Risk, against someone who doesn't know what they're doing and they don't at least take a little bit of Australia, number 1, slap them. Number 2, spit in their face. Number 3, destroy them in Risk. In that order.
Never invite them back.
Never invite them back. Let them be eaten by wolves for all I care.
My dad is too quiet of a man to walk up to a grill at Home Depot and be like, just window shop and not gonna look. But the kind of man he is you'll walk up behind him on the couch and he will just have several tabs open of various appliances he would like to buy. And he's just quietly looking at them. And he a little bit like tilts the computer away from you when you walk by.
Like he's looking at
ever
porn,
so slightly.
basically.
Yeah, ever so slightly, like trying to hide all these power tools and things he's looking at. And it's always something, whether it's another TV or a grill or a lawnmower, like there's always some appliance he's like, this will fulfill me.
The last thing of dadhood of Caleb Burley, unironically, the bands I have listened to recently, Doobie Brothers.
Okay.
Steely Dan.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Gets worse. The Eagles.
Yeah.
Hotel California, the whole album is beautiful. They Might Be Giants. Which is like
cool. Like Weird Uncle.
It's
Weird Uncle.
Like younger dad rock.
Weird Uncle.
So far it's been dad rock, yeah, and then now
the
it's
Mountain
Uncle
Goats.
Rock. Dad rock still, yeah.
The Nationals.
Okay.
And to top it all off, because I know you are wondering, what is the like send home version of dad rock, Caleb? And what makes me a dad? I bought a quadruple LP of Peter Frampton Comes Alive, and I've listened to it all the way through at least 6 times.
6?
It's good.
How consecutively are these listens? Like, how close together are they?
That is a very important question.
Every time I work from home, which is at least 2 times a week.
Well, we got to put the dad stamp on you. The childless dad stamp. Dad's approved.
The daddy stamp, if you will.
No.
Caleb is a certified daddy.
I hate you.
When we get to 100 listeners of this podcast, Caleb is going to get a tattoo of daddy across his forehead.
When we get to 100 listeners on this podcast, I will have a baby. I did not discuss this with my fiance.
100 listeners is such a small amount to have a child to celebrate. That's what people do, a small giveaway.
No.
You want to create life.
Yes. When we get to 100 listeners, I will create life. I will do what only God has done. I will create new life.
I will become God. At 100 listeners.
At 100 listeners, my ego will inflate to a god.
Yeah, when we hit 150 listeners, I'm going to punch a hole into our next door reality. I'm just going to do it. Going to go say hi to Earth 2.
Sammy, what will you do when we reach 1,000 listeners?
I think I'm just going to be dead. I think I just die, right?
I forgot that you did sign a demonic blood pact that you have to keep it less than 1,000 listeners. Yeah.
I'm a warlock, and all of my powers come from Steely Dan. And Steely Dan said, once your shit post podcast reaches 100 listeners, your soul's mine, bitch. I was like, okay,
again,
that's fine.
Why are we settling for such low numbers?
Because if we settle for something low, then when we reach anything above that, it feels like a success.
But why have a child at 100 and give up your immortal soul at 1,000?
All right,
I would put
fine.
it at least 10,000 for the soul.
I didn't read the contract, honestly.
That's how Steely Dan gets you.
That's
was
how he
written-
does it.
It was written in Shakespearean English, and who really understands that?
Well, on the other page, it translates it to stupid for you.
Oh, that's right. It's No Fear Demonic Blood Pact. I forgot that existed.
Blood Pacts for Dummies.
Okay.
But Cordell, what do you want to talk about?
Speaking of us becoming gods,
All hail
how many
Cordell,
people
god
have
of this
to die
podcast.
before you're president? Was that your opener?
Yes, that's my question, because there is a line of succession, right? Like there is president dies, VP becomes president, and then like there is a whole line of succession. One, I'm curious how far that goes. Like how many people is that mapped out to? Two, I want to know how many people do you think would need to die before I became the president?
Before we go on, I just want to say for all of the CIA agents listening, Cordell is intending to do this.
Yes, I will go on this rampage. And on my 100th kill, Caleb will have a baby.
Yeah, that's actually, it's just the number 100 really gets me going, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so what would you say your governmental position is?
No, it's me right now.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But,
so
like, yeah,
the
right
position
now.
you as yourself now, what would you consider your governmental position?
Probably a civilian, but I did at one point have some low-level FBI clearance.
Okay.
So maybe that's something there.
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
maybe.
Then that means we would have to go through the FBI route. So like probably a lot of them would have to die.
I would say at least 3.
At least 3, maybe 1,000. You know, somewhere in between 3 and 1,000.
But I mean, hey, 1,000 were clear. If 100 of them die, I just come.
Incredible.
99,
So-
it's fine, and then 100.
I have looked up the list and the order of succession, which
Okay.
also has the current order of suggestion. Order of succession.
Yeah.
Like, did you know after 14 deaths, Pete
Mhm.
Buttigieg, help me.
Buttigieg.
So like
Buttigieg.
after 14 deaths, Pete Buttigieg will become the president.
So it goes Joe Beasy, Kamala Harris.
Yep.
I don't know who's next.
Speaker of the House,
I don't know
President
who that
pro
is.
tempore.
Isn't that
That's
Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pelosi, yeah.
Also, we're only 2 deaths away from Nancy Pelosi leading this country, and that's a scary thought.
We're only 1 death away from Kamala Harris leading this country, and that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I think our current country leadership is a scary thought. Anyway, it only lists down to like
I think, wait,
Interest-
okay, hold up. I want to clarify for the listeners. That maybe makes us sound like we're Republicans. No.
no, not even a little.
We're far enough left that Joe Biden is a scary thought. That's
Well,
it.
Joe Biden is not left.
He's not, no.
He's kind of just a
center on his
conservative
good
Democrat.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's center on his good days and pretty far right on his bad day.
Yeah.
So the table lists 18 positions, and 2 of them are ineligible to become president, and I'm curious why.
Probably because they weren't born in the United States, and to become president, you have to be native born.
Okay, that makes sense. Canadian American and Cuban American. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it lists 18 in this order, and I think what would happen basically is whenever any of these people move up, it kind of slots further up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stays at 14 total, but just keeps on moving them up.
Exactly. So the real question is, how many people die before I become the Secretary of Homeland Security?
Ooh.
Because then I'm only 14 away.
If I may posit a theory,
Posit
may.
it.
none.
Oh.
Interesting.
Because-
Okay.
Oh.
Cordell, you just got to run for president.
Do you really think anyone becomes a president without a trail of death behind them? Do you really think that happens?
That's a fair question, Caleb.
That's, I think there's only been one that didn't have a trail of death behind them.
I'm curious what this name is going to be.
It is my favorite president who has a name.
Yeah? What's his
Yeah.
name?
Uh-huh.
And his name is Hoover was
J. Edgar Hoover? He had so many
Alexander
bodies
Hamilton.
behind him.
Shut up. It is Abraham Lincoln.
The Civil War was happening.
That doesn't, but he's fine. He didn't kill anybody, did he?
Well, it's not about directly murdering.
No,
it's
definitely it's about directly murdering. Obama became president because he choked out a baby with his bare hands.
I don't remember that, but I trust you. I fully trust
Ronald
you.
Reagan put crack into communities and murdered people.
Yeah, now we're just actually talking American history, though.
Yeah,
George
now-
Bush did 9/11.
The point is, if I ran for president, what do you think my successful platform would be? This is how the conversation is shifted. I don't want to do the math.
Okay, I think we gotta do a controversial take.
Okay.
We gotta go for what the Republicans are doing. Because
Xenophobia?
No.
Racism?
No.
Homophobia?
No.
Transphobia?
No. But that too. All of that. But we're not gonna do that part. We're gonna do the part where we pretend we're attacking the establishment. But in reality, we are establishing the establishment even further.
But I don't like the establishment as it stands and would like to change it.
But do you want to be fucking president, Cordell, or do you want to be a pussy citizen?
I don't want to be president.
No, you shut the fuck up. You asked this question, and I'm giving you the answers.
You're going to be president, and you're going to like it, Cordell.
That is what you get. You ask how many people you have to kill to be president, you have to kill a lot, Cordell, and there's going to be a lot of blood in your path, okay? I know I said 0 earlier. That's because I'm a real politician. I'm fucking lying to you, okay?
I just wanted comprehensive socialized health care.
Shut the fuck up. That's not going to happen.
No.
I am type 1 diabetic, and I'm going to pay $1,000 for insulin a month until I die, goddammit.
You know what? Caleb's going to pay $2,000.
That's right. Give it to
$3,000.
me. I don't make that much of money.
$8,000. Oh God. $8,000 for insulin? Ooh.
It is your God-given right as an American to die for the rich.
That's what I've always said.
Oh my God.
Oh my
The part
God.
that's fun about this show versus our other ones is that we can be actively political on here.
I know.
Oh, we can be actively political. Like, I'm going to talk about, let me just talk about politics for 2 seconds. Number one, hey, Fox News, when you were covering Obama, why did you focus on the tan suit instead of all the drone strikes in Syria? Number two, why are we focusing on the fact that Joe Biden has like a stutter when there's also still drone strikes in Syria? Like,
Well, hear me out. They are also pro-drone strikes in Syria.
Yeah.
The war machine benefits all of them.
It is Fox News. Man, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson.
My favorite thing about Tucker Carlson is the fact that there is legal court proceedings wherein Fox News argued that no reasonable person could take Tucker Carlson seriously, and that is why he was not spreading misinformation with his show. They made that case in court and it worked. And people still take him seriously.
Oh my God.
There's also the fact that Tucker Carlson pretends to be a man of the people, but is inheriting like a multi-billion-dollar company. Like,
Yeah, that company was like frozen food too. Like it was like frozen meals, like TV tray
Swanson
dinners.
frozen meals.
And he got his show because he called in and was racist on a different Fox News show. And then they were like, we'll just give him his own.
There are several like YouTube videos you could watch to watch the rise, and hopefully eventual fall of this man. The point is, he's bad. He's horrible.
He's trash. We hate him.
Fun politics. If I became president, though, I really think I'd do a good job.
I think so too, honestly.
I would, if you ran for president, Cordell, I would vote for you. Not because I agree with you politically, but because imagine being a co-podcast host with the president and how much cred that brings.
Am I just not left enough for you, Caleb?
No, you're pretty left. You're pretty left. I personally, I think I'm a little more left than you, but that's not a bad thing. That's just,
you are overall a man of more extremes than I am.
I am a man of more extremes. For example, I just don't think there should be a government. But
yeah, okay? So Caleb, to you, what is the spectrum of this podcast? Like, so right to left. I guess we're all left leaning, but
let's lay it all out for all the listeners so they really know whether they want to keep listening.
Okay, see, here's the thing. If we're doing like degrees, like it is on the political compass, we're all within like 5 to 6 degrees of each other.
Yes.
Like we are not that far off.
I'm more saying, who do you think is the least left and who is the most left of the Junk House podcast?
I really feel like I'm probably the least left of the three of us.
I would agree with that, not because, but like it's one of those things where it's like, which red is more red?
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
The debate we're getting into.
Like, I think at the end of it, I'm just like not 100% gung ho on communism or more radical ideas. Like, I think there's stuff to keep within what we have while we get rid of most of it. And I think that's what makes me less left leaning, is that there are parts of me where I'm like, you know what? There is value to capitalistic concepts. Okay. With an actual support net for human beings. You know, that sort of thing.
And I kind of agree with that. I think overall, I actually think Sammi would be the furthest left.
Okay.
And then I would kind of be the middle and Cordell would be outside. But I also think there are going to be inevitably some issues where that stance switches.
Oh, yeah, because politics isn't set in stone.
Yeah. But I think if we averaged it out, I think Sammi would be the furthest left. I would be a little bit to the right of that, and Cordell would be a little bit to the right.
Like basically, probably all of our like points touching.
Yeah,
honestly.
like they all touch, but like
they're touching tips for sure.
They're touching tips.
They're touching tips.
If I were to summarize what we've learned here about me becoming president, how many people would have to die? As many as it takes to secure the vote.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
also,
thinking.
Cordell, why didn't you just give us the 3 life lessons we've learned from the podcast this week?
Yeah, that's a fun thing, is let me try to find something of value in anything we've said at any given point.
What's the 3 junk lessons we've learned on Junk
I've got
House?
this. So, the junk lesson Sammi taught us is that when we band together, anyone can be 4chan.
Yeah, I think the best way I've seen it said is a streamer I love. His name is Pay Money Wubby. He said, "Apes together, grapes," and I just think that is so true.
Apes together, grapes. The lesson Caleb taught us is that being daddy ain't always baddie. And the lesson I taught us is politics schmolitics.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Let me round up all of our life lessons we've gotten.
Yeah,
that'll be the last big segment.
That'll be the end.
Does that mean we're done?
I guess so. I guess that's the end of the first episode.
I guess that's a wrap on the first episode. So
I felt great.
Thank you for listening. If you want to follow us on Twitter, I'm at Awkward from 1997.
I'm at Cordelicious. And
I'm at Sammy B Tweetin. It's just SAMMI, the letter B, Tweetin, no G, because I'm a Southern belle.
Mine's Cordelicious, like Fergalicious, but with Cordell. Because I cornered the market on that one.
Yeah, which is incredible. There will be a Junk House Twitter as well. We got to say that, at Junk House.
Yeah,
we secured at Junk House?
I think so. I don't remember.
I don't believe that's
okay,
not
I could be
taken.
wrong. Then I will edit in me saying our actual Twitter is Junk House, but the O in house is a 0. And you can check us out there.
If you want to write in, you can just tweet directly at us on Twitter.
Yeah, this is not the kind of podcast where we need any kind of like mailbox. Just say whatever you want. We'll say whatever we want back.
Yeah, tweet directly at us and we will figure it out. If you want us to talk about something specific, you can suggest it. I can't promise any of us are going to talk about it.
If you did want to email us though, because we do have an email, our email is junkhousemailbox@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening. And just like we say at the end of every episode,
That's
this
been
has been
junky.
Bitch, junky.
Trash. Bullshit trash. Thanks for
JK.
watching.
No,
Junkie Kong.
I got this.
Kong.
I got this.
Okay,
I can come up with our ending thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Just clear your mind.
Everyone shut up! Shut up! Okay.
And as we say at the end of every episode, get out of our house.
Leave! Get out!
This is our house.
This
Go.
is where I live.
Go away.
This is where I live.
Who are you?
Why are you in my home?